Without the system, the information literacy modules would be just another library tutorial that any other institution is able to make.
Plenty of those things out there.
Tons of them. And what we found is that your system matched our needs perfectly. We needed short, sweet little modules to teach students how to evaluate, use information, and your system allowed us to do that and have it authenticated. We know who's in the system, and the assessment is there, so we know what students are learning, and we have tons of data because of your system.
So we can see not just who completed what and how well, but also if we want to delve into it a little bit deeper, we can see how much time they spent in the content section, or did they go straight into assessment, or did they go through content first, or those kind of things. So yeah, it is rich with data.
It's perfect collaboration.
But that is definitely a differentiator between these and everything else that you see out in the information literacy world of libraries that we've looked at around them. But now we want them to be as flexible as possible, so that they could be assigned in online courses, face-to-face courses, anything in between, and the fact that we're going to just focus on making this friendly for the instructor to assign.
Yeah.
And so I think that was, taking the time to do that and push on that and really pitch it as something that meets faculty needs, make your teaching life easier.
They're used by all disciplines, not all, but I mean a wide swath of different levels of students and faculty.
We try to balance lower division undergraduate, upper division undergrad and graduate, try to balance gathering information, evaluating information, and using information, those kind of dynamics, and the traditional library instruction kinds of topics, as well as more Web 2.0, emergent kind of things. And even with that, the thing that I always chuckle at the most, in fact I looked at some data this morning, and while we had some prototype modules way at the beginning and had slated out with here's what we're going to work on, we had a little faculty focus group early on, and we said, well, what other topics would you like to see used? And by far and away it was helping students not plagiarize. So we have this module, Avoiding Plagiarism, and by far and away that is the most assigned, most visited, most integrated into coursework module of any of the 12.
And what we found was, even with basic level, what we think of as like foundational level content, it can be used, sure, in freshman level classes, right, but then also incoming graduate students who need to know the groundwork. So they've been used across most colleges, most levels of students. We have them in upper division courses and graduate courses. So we have probably the most in the foundational level, the next most in kind of an upper division kind of category, and then a few that would apply to mainly graduate students.
Yeah, foundational level has things in it, along with avoiding plagiarism, like citing sources using 2 of the most popular style guides, APA, MLA.
Evaluating websites.
Yeah, that's a very popular one too. Right. Creating a search strategy, those kind of things. But it gets more exotic as we go. It's spectacular. It's wonderful. You wish you had modules like this. Counterbalance. But what gets used? Avoiding plagiarism.
The one-word description for Obojobo.
Datalicious.